So when I first saw the design of the Redmi 14C, the first word that fell out of my mouth was exciting. Like, it's the same way they did with the Redmi 13C. They completely revamped the design. But from the comments I've gotten on YouTube and even with my friends here on the studio, not everyone tends to like this new design. But what about you? What is your opinion of this new design? If you have to rate it from 1 to 10, 1 being the least and 10 being like you really like it, how would you rate it? Just let me have your thoughts in the comment section below. But once you get past the design of this phone, the build quality is actually very impressive. It has a glass front, a plastic frame, and a glass back. Now, even though the glass back is reflective, it doesn't attract or keep lots of stains and fingerprints. Now, these big camera rings look like it is housing 3 cameras, but the truth is that it's actually just 1 camera. And you want to watch to the end of this video to see how good or bad this camera is. And listening to music outdoors with this phone might be a challenge, and that is because it comes with just 1 single speaker. They are not stereo speakers, so in terms of quality, it doesn't really sound great. But thankfully, there's also a 3.5mm headphone jack that you can use with your wired headphones. Now, there are different colors that you can choose from. I really wish I went for the green color that has this eco-friendly leather wear, but what I have here is the Dream Purple. I also got the base version of 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of eMMC 5.1 internal storage. It cost me about 134,600 naira to get it. Now, these are the prices of other versions that you can get in the market right now. Now, in the box, you get a good number of accessories, like a 33 watts charging adapter, even though the phone supports just 18 watts charging capacity, and of course, a USB-C charging cable. You also get this very flexible case to protect the phone, something you definitely want to use. Now, this phone doesn't come with an IP rating, so that is one thing you want to keep in mind and not take it close to water at all. The display has transitioned from a 90Hz refresh rate we had in the Redmi 13C to a 120Hz refresh rate in the Redmi 14C, or like they put it, up to 120Hz refresh rate, which is an intriguing way of putting it because I think they are just trying to help us understand that the screen may never be able to attain that 120Hz refresh rate or would rarely operate at that very smooth level. The display also is slightly bigger than what we have with the Redmi 13C. It's a 6.88 inches IPS LCD display, so you get an even bigger screen to watch your favorite movies and shows. The resolution is set at 720 pixels, and at high brightness mode, the screen can get up to 600 nits, making it also slightly brighter than the Redmi 13C. But their decision to still keep this ugly U-notch at the front is just something I don't understand, because even Tecno did not bring it back with the Tecno Pop 9, because this is 2024 and honestly, it's old school. Really. Now, software-wise, it runs on Android 14 and HyperOS. Now, there are some pre-installed applications right here that you can manage yourself. That is uninstalled if you don't want. But when it comes to the OS optimization and the interface, it runs really smooth. For a while now, I've been using the Redmi Pad Pro and I've kind of like gotten used to HyperOS. And yeah, it still has some of its inconsistency and all of that, but overall, it has really evolved or gotten better over time. Software update is not guaranteed. It may come and it may not come. But one thing you should do once you set up this phone is to make sure you download the recent August security update. Trust me, it's going to make your device run better. Now, even though I have the base model with me here, which I always get because I just want to review this phone and may not necessarily be using it for long, but for you, I will always advise you get the version with higher RAM, because the higher the RAM, the better your phone will be able to handle everyday tasks. Now, the side-mounted fingerprint works really fast, as you can see right now. And also, there is the face unlock that you can use, and it works very well even in low lighting conditions. The Redmi 14C is powered by the MediaTek Helio G81 Ultra. Now, at first glance, this may seem like a downgrade when you remember that the Redmi 13C is powered by the Helio G85. Well, nano review data shows that at least it is not a downgrade, but it isn't an upgrade either, apart from the 120Hz refresh rate that, like I said before, this phone may never attain. Now, these are the Geekbench scores. They are low figures as you would expect from an entry-level phone. The Redmi 14C performs adequately for regular tasks and casual gaming. You can download all of your high graphics games to play on this phone, but what you don't want to expect is a smooth gameplay. There will always be lags and of course drops in frame rate. Battery size also received a boost from 5000 mAh to 5160 mAh capacity. So that means you get an even longer phone use. Definitely it's going to last you more than a day even if you use it comprehensively. Now for the cameras, there is no physical hardware upgrade when you compare it to the Redmi 13C. In fact, there is a slight downgrade. It seems Redmi finally discovered that nobody actually uses the macro lens that we had in the Redmi 13C, so they chose to remove it, leaving us with just these 50 megapixel main cameras. Now the pictures taken by this camera are very okay. Dynamic range processing is also very impressive, and it captured lots of details. Of course, you need good and proper lighting for you to get the best output out of this camera. But when it comes to the selfie camera, we actually saw a hardware improvement from 8 megapixel in the Redmi 13C to 13 megapixel in the Redmi 14C. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you get better selfies, but as you can see right now, it takes pretty impressive selfie pictures. Videos for both the front and the back cameras can peak at 1080 pixel at 30 frames per second, and this is exactly how they look like. What do you think about the quality of the videos? Let me have your thoughts in the comment section below. So in conclusion, what do I think about the Redmi 14C? Like I said in one word, it's quite exciting. The massive redesigning of the physical look is very good, and of course we got a few upgrades here and there. For example, the battery is slightly up, and then also we saw slight upgrades in the display of this phone. So in a nutshell, I would say it is a very good device when you consider the price point at which it is coming. But what about you? What do you think of this phone? Let me have your thoughts in the comment section below. And also subscribe to the channel for more comprehensive reviews like this one. And also like this video so that YouTube can show it to more people. Thanks so much for watching. I would see you in my next video. I'm out.